Consider the following formula. Which of the following statements is true for this formula? To find the relationship between f and h and be able to tell which of these statements are true and false, we need to graph this function. And before we do that, we need to label our axes. Normally, the x-axis, or the x variable, is our cause that leads to our y variables, or our effect. So in this case, where in every answer choice we see h is less than or greater than something, and that has a direct impact on f, which makes h our cause variable and f our effect variable. So let's set h as our x-axis and f as our y-axis. And now we can find our x and y intercepts. If we want to find our x-intercept, we need to set y equal to 0, or in this case, our h-intercept, and set f equal to 0. So let's do that. F equals 3h minus 9. We would instead put 0 in for f and solve for h. Negative 9, the opposite of negative 9 is a positive. We'll add 9 to both sides. These will cancel, giving us 9 equals 3h. Then 3 is being multiplied to h, so we'll need to do the opposite and divide both sides by 3. These 3's will cancel, giving us 3 equals h. Now we need to find our y-intercept by setting x equal to 0, or in this case, setting h equal to 0. So now we rewrite our equation again, f equals 3h minus 9, but now we're going to plug in 0 for h. 3 times 0 will just give us 0. So we'll have f equals 0 minus 9. 0 minus 9 will give us negative 9. So our two coordinate points, or our two intercepts that we need to graph, would be 3, 0 as our h-intercept, or our x-intercept, and then 0, negative 9 for our y-intercept, or our f-intercept. Here I have plotted our two intercepts. Our first one was 3, 0, so I went to the right by 3 and up 0. And then for our second intercept, we had 0, 9, so I went down, 0, negative 9, excuse me, I went down negative 9 and over 0. Now that we have these 2 points, we can analyze our graph and figure out which of our statements are true and false. If we focus on our x-intercept, we can see that all of the values that are greater than this intercept, or all of the values to the right of this intercept, are all positive. So when h is greater than 3, y is always positive. And then to the left of this point, when h is less than 3, all of our y values are negative. They're below the x-axis. So we can say when h is less than 3, y is negative. Now we can go through our answer choices. A says if h is less than 9, which would be right here, f is positive. Well, that could be true if we move this point up here onto the graph. Less than would be to the left. All of these points are positive, but once we pass this point here, then all of our y values become negative, and that would make answer choice A incorrect. B says if h is less than 0, which is right here, then f is negative. Well, if we go down to where h is 0, which would be right here at negative 9, and then we go less than negative 9, we can see that all of these values are negative into infinity. So that would be a true statement. B is a true statement. C, if h is greater than negative 3 would be right here, then f is positive. Well, if we found that point on the graph, which would be right here, and then we went greater than to the right, we would see that all of these values are negative until we pass h equals 3, and then they become positive. But they're not positive the entire time, making C incorrect. And then finally, answer choice D. If h is greater than 6, which is right here, then f is negative. Well, let's find that on the graph. 6 would be about here. Greater than is to the right. All of these values are positive, not negative, which makes D incorrect and makes B our correct answer.